beautiful, handsome, sweet boys and babes. Welcome back to the Kunchy Show, the channel of your own. So guys, leo niko na wale waseka venye mnaniona hapa, nimekaa nao. Leo tumeamua, leo tunachambua ile kitu. Anyway, before tuanze, kindly follow me on my Instagram page at Am Kunchy, and don't forget to subscribe, like and also share the videos. Hebu sasa tuanze tukiwajua wanaitwa nani, wametoka wapi. Tuanzie wapi hapa?
Silas Okoth, a youth, a politician, and an activist by choice.
Okay, na wewe?
I'm Steve James Ouma, an hustler who belongs to the hustler movement and an activist that defends and protects the reforms that hustler movement are for in the next general election. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Asila Victor. I'm a Kenyan by birth. I'm a politician and also an activist.
Okay, so our first question itakuwa, right now we have 4 politicians, si ndio? Raila Odinga, William Ruto, no? George Wajakoya and David Mwaura, si ndio? So, let me know your sides.
Each day, every day, I'll support Raila Odinga.
I'll go against the odds. I'm a Luo, but I support His Excellency William Samoei Arap Ruto, the 5th. Yeah.
I support Wajakoya.
Okay, so right now, recently we heard about Raila Odinga's manifest, si ndio? What's your say about them? Can they be achieved?
Thank you. I think number one, Raila Odinga is the only candidate who have unveiled the manifesto. The other people are having political rallies. It's like seducing a lady and not paying a dowry or going to see their home. But if you talk about Raila Odinga, you have shown the interest and you have approached the public. And given that, guys, the reasons why I want to run is this. Most people only talk about Raila Odinga's manifesto that he released some few days ago. But what people tend to forget, that Raila and AZIMIO, UMOJA by then, there was no one Kenya, had released their intention for contesting when Raila accepted the will of the Kenyans on 10th of December last year. And he told the Kenyans the 10-point agenda, a framework of why he have accepted the call and why he was running. Coming to the relevance of the manifesto, number one, I think Raila is not new in Kenyan politics. Raila is someone that has been in the Kenyan political sphere for quite a while. You have seen the struggles of Kenyans and you have seen the gains of Kenyans. Number two, the manifesto was so attached to the Kenyans because, for example, Raila talked about manufacturing. When you talk about manufacturing, in Kenya we have manufacturing cost going high simply because of the production cost. But Raila talked about something that no one expected him to do, including myself. It was a surprise because I was even in the launch. Raila said something about the sources of energy. And you know, prices go high in Kenya every day because of the production cost, which is being caused by basically the fuel prices and everything. But Raila talked about something that we need to move from fossil fuel into hydrogen generations, sort of energy to be used. We have a lot of rivers, like water in Kenya is not a big deal. So our production of energy can be high. And if you have a higher production of energy, it means that the production cost will be reduced. Again, if you talk about production, he talked about agriculture. And when Raila was talking about agriculture, why I feel is very relevant to the Kenyan voter and each and every person who is sensible anyway, is because, number one, look at when he talked about agriculture. Agricultural produce that we produce today is not final consumable products. But we don't end that product. We produce coffee and export it to UK. Then the same coffee is being added with some things and being furnished and being imported back to us. And we go to a supermarket and shelves and everywhere and buy it at a very high price. But Raila is telling us that we must ensure that we have now finished goods going to the market so that our goods can be competitive. What will be the effect of this? For example, we talked about, let's pick the cotton industry and the textile industry, which those who are opposed to progress have taken issues with, but we accept that. But look at, for example, textile industry. Raila talks about the mkulima, whoever is going to do the farming. You know, when I'm doing farming to take to the factory, I cannot do farming of half an acre or a quarter acre. I'm going to do farming in large scale, which is actually now cash crop. Cotton as a cash crop. Number one, there will be people, tractors and everyone. County governments have tractors that they hire to people. That one means even the revenues of our counties are going to be high. For those that are going to need, because I'm not going to use county government tractors for free. So in a way, like if we talk even that cotton alone, we are going to talk about the normal mkulima, those wenye watafanya kupalilia, and we are also going to talk about the other people, like those who sell fertilizers, nini, everywhere. Then again, we are going to have, like if you talk about again the same textile industry, we are going to have those who are now like taking these things to the company, transporters. We are going to have companies being hired to transport these things. We are going to have drivers being employed. So like you see, when Raila was talking, it's a whole chain of benefits. But because we are a lazy state, we want finished goods that are being deposited on our table. We are a country that people don't want to work for their progress, but we are a country that people want to enjoy their progress. So to me, and many other things, if you talk about Baba Care, who does not know like Kenyans today medication is so high? I hear false talks about, like Raila said, we are going to have university, free from CBC to university. University was just a term to represent tertiary learning. Raila never said that all people are going to do the university, because even that one will defeat the structure of CBC. So when Raila was talking about, for example, the education sector, basically what Raila was saying was a tertiary, that we are going to have a free education from CBC, that is grade 1 and everywhere, ECD to grade 1, all the way to the tertiary learning. TVETs are there, everything is there. We have our technical institutions. What are they going to do if we are only talking about university? And people are saying this is impossible. The same people that are saying that was impossible were the same people that said it was impossible to have free primary education. So we have a country where people enjoy the progress, but people don't want to enjoy the fight towards achieving that progress. So in my view, Raila was having the perfect manifesto that fits a country that is reviving itself out of the bad economic regime that we've had, I think, for the last couple of years. And that is also cautioned by COVID-19 and all these other international issues that are happening. So that manifesto, I think, can give us a first week that we wake from our slumber and realize that we are a developing country and we have a potential of growing and such like stuff. So it will not only lead to the production of a good production for a country, but it's also going to create employment in almost all sectors. So I support ICT, and funny part, people are planning to give us their manifesto, which they think are valid. But Raila did a people-centered manifesto. Anyone who was watching, you could see Kenyans talking in those TVs, saying that we as the youth, we want this. Those of us that are participating in agriculture, we want this. Those of us who want blue economy, we want this. We want prices of fish to be like this. We want like this process to be, you know. But now these other people, like my brother here who have talked about Kenya Kwanza, maybe they'll tell us what they stand for, because I've never known their manifesto up to the moment that I'm talking. I only hear them talking about on tops of lorries and on tops of everyone, which are basically rallies, but we leave that one for another day. Maybe they can convince me. But as for now, Raila's manifesto are one of the best, and I support. Thank you.
Well, okay, and what about you? What would you say about that?
Yeah, about the manifesto, according to me, what I analyzed about the manifesto, you see, currently the economy, the country needs economical reforms, not just any reform. The country is facing a lot to the side of economy. But when you see the perennial loser, so-called Raila, Every time you go to a football match, you start the first 1-0 down, you start it again. Second 1-0, 2-0 down, start it again. Then you believe that when you start it at the 89th minute, that you will win 6-5. There's nothing that can happen like that in a football match. So that's what Raila is thinking about. Like this time, Raila thinks that everyone needs what he has for the people. For the last 4 general elections that he has been vying for the presidency seat. So, according to us, we believe that the bottom-up economic model is best suited for our country, because every individual, starting from the low-income earners, mama mboga, these shopkeepers, these stall owners, they need to be uplifted so that in 2 to 3 years' time, some of them will become managers. When a mama mboga becomes a wholesaler, he has things to distribute to the retailers. You see, that's what we are for. The economy should be uplifted. The economy should be upgraded. And His Excellency William Samoei Ruto will be availing his manifesto on 30th June, of which I know it will be the best one for the country and the best for the economy, because William Ruto is a doctor, and a doctor is someone that knows what should be done at the right time, at the right moment. I don't know the education criterion that Raila has achieved to have the things called doctor or the engineer. I don't know. But from my fact, I know Raila is a welder. That's what I know. And a welder cannot advise us on the part of an economy, because the only thing you can advise us is the cottage industry, the Juakali sector, where you can advise us that, okay, you can use steel and replace with iron core. That's where you can advise us, but not on the economy. Economy need economists, people to design economical model, people to design how these economic approaches will be attained. That's what we should be. That's what the country needs. That's what we youths we need. We need employment. And for someone to be employed, there's a farm that gives you the employment. And the farm, currently, we are facing a lot because there's no farms to provide employment for the youth. That's why you find there's almost like zero transition from tertiary institutions to employment field, because there's no farms. And when you uplift all these farms, all these stall owners, so that they have a big enterprise where they can offer youth employment, that's when we'll achieve that thing called unemployment. We'll kill it. We'll deal away with it. And then another thing, what I came to realize about this manifesto so-called launched, I think 2 days or 3 days ago, like everyone was talking about manufacturing, but the current leadership under His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, I respect him as our president, and his deputy, who will be becoming the president, will succeed him. Like, I respect them. The Big Four agenda, if you analyze it very well, it was about healthcare, manufacturing, or industry production. It was about infrastructure. You see, all these, they have been achieved. Only those people who don't see, they just want to copy-paste. You see, these people, AZIMIO people, they want to copy-paste what the boss and his co-principal achieved. Every time you hear them talking about, health. But we have health facilities. In fact, a lot. If I narrow it down to my village, we have like 4. You see, there's a difference between when Kibaki was in presidency and right now. And that's why I'm promising you that when your boss does something and you get promoted to that seat, I promise you that there will be 100% transition and promises that you promised Kenyans that you will give them. And that's what I believe in. And we don't believe in lies. Well, we don't believe in things that we believe that, okay, itafanyika. You know, we are human beings. It's either get done now or now. Not that itafanyika. Try me. You know, if someone, you cannot be chasing a girl for like 2 times, then finally you get her. You know, at the thing called interest, it becomes like, oh, why did she? Why did she trust me this time? You see that thing? So, Raila is someone that on the first time, Kenyans were like, let's give him a benefit of doubt. Let's try. But no, he was never qualified then. Then second time, we found another better person. Third time, there's another better person that came. And right now, we have now the best. Like out of the last four, I think is the best. Because even if you can see those people are surrounding him, they are people that are economical oriented. Some of them have served as a PA, personal assistants. Some of them have served in these ministries. You see, like that's what we believe, that these people have some track records of giving success. Okay? Yeah, but we'll debate more. Thank you.
Okay, and what about you?
Thank you so much. First of all, the main agenda of our Roots Party is to resuscitate this economy. And as you all know, we stand for one thing. We want to legalize bang in this country. That is the only way we can collect the money, the revenue that is needed to ensure that we achieve economic liberation in this country. These friends of mine, these two brothers of mine, can't keep on singing to us what has been sung way before. That we will do this, we will do that, we will do that. But these are just things that they've always been saying for each election cycle. But for us, we want to help this country. This country is tired of all these faces being in every election. We need fresh blood. We need fresh blood. My friend here, his party leader has been the deputy president of this country. Why couldn't he have achieved the bottoms up while he was there? You can't be claiming that at this particular time you are now seeing the problems, but while you are there, those problems were invisible, and you are part of the problem. You are part of the problem, and you are claiming that you want to extricate us from this situation. Oh, okay. You can't be lying to us.
Okay, if I may answer you.
Yes.
Okay, I know. By law, he's the deputy president.
Yes.
Until 9th August.
Yes.
He's the deputy president.
Yes.
My friend, you cannot have a witch in your house and expect your sons and daughters to behave like Christians. You know that you cannot. And you cannot expect when the father is a Muslim and the mother is a Christian, one of the child to be a pagan. They must belong to one of the two. So it's either one a witch was in the house and forced the Christian to get away, or he forced these people to get along with what he wanted. You see, so like you see, all these problems that
are you trying to mean that the president was a witch? You
people. I know that I told you His Excellency, the president, the fourth, the son of the first president. So what I want to bring it to your mind, all these problems, you came to realize that this guy, you started questioning this guy deputy presidency after handshakes, right?
Yes.
That's when people started complaining that, you has been a deputy president for 10 years, 9 years, 7 years.
But he was told to resign.
He was told by who?
By the president. If he was feeling pressed.
My friend, he was told to resign. But he never mentioned names. He never mentioned names.
He refused.
He never mentioned the name. You see, like the president was talking about, if you feel that you are out of the picture, you can resign. If you feel.
Yes.
But you see, this is the deputy president. He's ready to attend all functions that are organized by the government. Even one or 2 months ago, he attended the cabinet secretary's meeting as a deputy president, not as a Kenyan. The reason why he attended that thing, he had the right to be there as a deputy president. You see, when this thing of giving super CS, these super cabinet secretary roles, too much roles, it affected because some roles were taken from the deputy president's office. You see, in fact, the majority of the roles, a super cabinet secretary should just be like a secretary to all these cabinet secretaries. You see, should be doing the roles that are aligned to the reports, documentation, and how all these other ministries are doing their work.
Let me respond to these people. They have done a lot of lies here. First of all, Steve James have called himself a hustler. Anyone who have a dictionary here should confirm something to me. Number one, a hustler is someone who receives his wealth through illicit means, which the deputy president is. Kenyans are not hustlers. Kenyans are strugglers who are making ends to meet. Kenyans are not thieves. Let's get those facts right. But dictionary meaning of a hustler is a thief. Someone who is getting wealth through illicit means. Number two, a hustler is a male prostitute, or basically a prostitute. So we are debating with thieves and prostitutes. No problem. We credit you that there's freedom. Thieves and prostitutes, okay. Let me come to this. They have talked about some issues about the presidency. Unlike Ruto being the best out of the four. I want to take him back to Y92, if he serves him right. Ruto is not a newcomer in the elections.
Exactly.
They call themselves hustlers. Since 1992, since Ruto got involved into the politics of this country, Ruto have never supported a struggling Kenyan into power. In the year 1997, even people like James Orengo, who knows the father of James Orengo? No one knows. You may say my presidential aspirant, the dad, was there at the first elections of this country, or to fight for the freedom. Actually, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga never enjoyed the benefits of this country. He was there to fight for you. Once the country was given to you, you denied him the opportunity. You remember Limuru? When those meetings were being held there?
But
We were having like the 1960, 66, where the powers were being neutralized and we were only supposed to have one deputy president, but we are now having 8 deputy presidents representing different regions. Neutralization of that power. So let me finish before they respond, because when they were talking, I was quiet. I want them also to be quiet when I'm responding. I think that's the rule of a debate. So let me secondly
But you
go
not say lies.
to the issue about hustlers.
Yeah.
No, dictionary can confirm. I've said they are male prostitutes and they are also thieves.
But if you want to catch a thief, you have to use a thief.
Use a thief. So,
Yeah.
like, if you want to catch thieves, so Kenyans are also thieves.
Okay.
Like, let me finish my points to rebuttal on their issues. When you say Ruto is the best, I've talked about Y92. Who participated in destroying this economy? Was Ruto and the likes of Jirongo? Who does not know that? Every Kenyan who is schooled knows that. Those are the perpetrators, those who destroyed the economy. When he talked about that Uhuru was the one who was the president and Ruto was just a deputy president, and Ruto is not a liar, full of deceit. Like he's sitting here lying to me as if I'm not a Kenyan. When we were having the 2017 election, Ruto talked about 9 studies. In the next 6 months, I will do this. In the next days, I'll do this. Kisumu study will be done. Mombasa will have. Isiolo will do this. We promised you 5, but we have gone ahead because of our generosity to give you 9. Where are those 9? He's talking, that's not lying. He's talking about even the issue about textile industry. Today, I think, is 9th of June. Confirm Ruto's speech after being cleared on 4th of June 2022 at Am Kunchy. When he talked about that our TVET people are going to produce people that can do a better production, that will not have to hire things from outside, will not have to import. Then this guy here, because he have not even followed this presidential aspirant, comes here to lie to us, Ruto is, I've done this, I've done this. I think when we are having this debate, we don't need to have speculation. We need to support our debates with factual details. So when they are talking Bang, what they are failing to tell us, Wajakoya, with all the accolade issues he has, like about education, we appreciate that. But Wajakoya is bringing a foreign issue here. We want to do Bang. My question is, even tobacco is a drug. Is tobacco bringing a lot of money to Kenyans? How many people use tobacco in Kenya? So these are fallacies. Like someone who have school cannot talk about, I want to legalize Bang. If you put Bang to be that legal, no one will even buy it at a cost. Then you are saying you want to export. How many countries have legalized Bang?
so
You want to
many.
export it to where? So these things that Wajakoya is talking about. Number 2, we know both like Bang has also its adverse effects in the society. We are Christians. We are raised in I was raised in a Christian upbringing. I cannot talk about Bang as a substance to fail our corruption. There are better countries. What Kenyans lack is not money. Kenyans lack good governance that Right Honorable Raila Odinga, the 5th president in waiting, is going to solve. So these people should address the issue as it is. Our problem as a country is not lies being perpetuated by Ruto. Our problem as a country are not foreign language being brought. I'll do CG venom. If you kill snakes, there are those that are employed in the this other industry.
We promote science.
You promote science by selling venom. I think these people are hilarious. So I think the two gentlemen should come to reality. We need to come to reality because you want to kill all snakes. There are those that have done their science, animal husbandry, who are protecting those animals. We have tourism who are coming to see our snakes. You want to kill them and export everything. So as you are doing that, remember you are also affecting other sectors. He talked about suspending constitution for 6 months. That constitution is what have been used to qualify him to contest. Then Wajackoya is coming and telling us, I can suspend constitution for 6 months. If today I suspend constitution for 6 months, number one thing, I can kill him and I'll not be charged anywhere. I can rape any lady, anyhowly, and nothing can happen. So we are going to have a state of lawlessness in the country. Then they say that is the best way to produce. I think maybe they're also high. Even himself that is seated there, maybe have taken some bangs. So they are talking under influence of something. But as a Christian, out of upbringing, Ruto is a thief, non-thief, because even he calls himself a hustler. Themselves, they want to sell bank to people. I am not support of thieves and people of immoral upbringing. Thank you.
But the reason why you guys may clarify, I don't know, he's a thief, he's a male prostitute. You see, a hustler, when you go to these our daily jobs, like when someone attends a mjengo, the guy is hustling his way out to get an ends meet at the end of the day. That's the reason why an individual wakes up at 5, goes to a farm or a site to request for a job, so that at the end of the day he hustles his way out. Because we cannot be living in a fallacy that everyone can make it without doing something. There are some people that are already successful, and there are some people that are making their way to be successful, and there are some people that is when they are starting. These things are journey, and what the country needs, we cannot be in a state where everybody, like we clarify that everybody, when those people that are successful talks, the others listen. We cannot be living that we are divided in two groups, that we have the oppressors and the oppressed. Cannot be oppressed by some few individual tycoons that I see daily. They are associated with His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga daily. Whenever you see Raila, you'll see all these people that they have, these people that have the economy of the nation at their stomach.
Name them.
Eh? The likes of, if I can talk about your county, your county is here. The guy has nothing, totally nothing. And the same county is where Raila Amolo Odinga comes from, James Orengo.
Which guy has nothing? Like, talk about those people that you have said have the economy at their belly. I want to know those people. You are diverting from what you told him. You said Raila is being accompanied by those who have the economy of the country at their belly. Okay. But now when he's asked, he's saying, yeah, there's nothing. Okay. So those who have nothing are now again having the economy at their belly. Say those names.
You see, Awiti, an individual like Cyprian Awiti, Amotra Sanga, your governor and governor of Homa Bay.
So they are the people that have the economy at their belly.
If you can ask an Homa Bay resident that why is the economy of Homa Bay very poor, they'll ask you that, okay, who is our governor? Like our governor takes a allocation of the country revenues money and divide a certain percentage and allocate it to Raila's duty. That is foolishness. And you claim to have elected an individual in the name that Raila gave us something called devolution. My friend, I tell you that if we can't wake up and see for ourselves, not waiting to be so that those people can see for us, we as youths, we as individuals, you as an individual, you have to wake up from where you are sleeping.
Let me respond to what you have said because you have mentioned my candidate directly.